everyone, this is Marjabeen Barosh from Pakistan and you're watching my YouTube channel Insani Itihad, which aims to invoke a little bit of humanity in all of us. So today the topic that I'm going to discuss is something which I am compelled to talk about. I was actually watching this one video of a Muslim brother, and he also has a Muslim channel, so he discusses issues related to Islam, topics related to Sunnah, Hadith, and generally regarding Islam. So he was talking about this one topic regarding Islamic tradition is the permission of polygamy, and he was trying to convince his audience that polygamy has existed throughout the history and why it is a very good concept. And by giving the merits of polygamy, he actually gave this very absurd example. For me, it was very offensive, and I would say a very disgusting example to give out. As a Muslim woman, for me, I was really hurt, and really it was a disgusting thing that he mentioned, and then mentioned it in the context that this is why Islam has allowed polygamy. So this brother, and not just this brother, I mean, the religious experts, renowned religious experts like Zakir Naik and Dr. Israr Ahmad, late Dr. Israr Ahmad, also has commented on such things. So this brother said that because men are inherently, by their nature, want more than one woman, so they desire more. For them, desire of the men is more than the sexual desire basically are more as compared to women. So that's why God has made polygamy halal, and it was part of the Sunnah, and the Prophet's companions, the Sahabas, and Prophet also practice polygamy, because inherently, by nature of a man wants more than one woman. So my humble question to that Muslim brother of mine is, by the way, it was quite strange for me, because he looked like a convert, because he looked like either from Spanish or exotic language speaking country, some European country, I don't know, France, Italy. He seemed like French or Italian, I don't know. So I'm really sorry I forgot his name, but I would definitely mention it in the description box, so you can check it out. This guy was this example given by a convert, given by somebody who lives in abroad, was also very much shocking for me, because I'm used to getting this sort of comparison from people like Dr. Zakir Naik and Dr. Israr Ahmad, because they are Asian, they have this close typical mentality. Western world is now what we see, the Asian people see West as a symbol of humanity, equal rights, and gender equity and equality. And this guy who lives in such a free, balanced, and lawful society, an expression and comparison of why polygamy is there in Islam was highly disappointing. So anyway, this guy says that okay, since the men historically and genetically and biologically have more needs, more urges, and they tend to want more women than a single woman in their life, and he said that historically it is like that. So all the men of the world, apparently this is what he said, so all the men in the world, inherently, biologically, they are sort of more into their these intimate is a very nice word, sexual desires, they have more than women. So that's why to cater that in a very organized, legal and appropriate way, Islam has allowed polygamy. Otherwise, because men have inherent desires, so obviously if they would have one wife, they would go and seek other women outside the wedlock, and then it would be a problematic stuff. So basically Islam did a favor and sort of organized it, made it legalized, and hold the men responsible for another woman. So he can't just go out there, find a woman and then have his needs fulfilled and then forget about it. So he would just bring the entire woman at home and marry her and then keep using her for his desires whenever so, and then he will get more desire, then he will get another wife, and then so on. So he will get 4 wives, and then if one of the wife dies or he divorces one wife for any reason whatsoever, he could be that he is just fed up with her or she's just too old to fulfill his needs, so that's why he will divorce her and then get another one. So how convenient and how wonderful this religion of ours is. And I'm being sarcastic here, by the way, if anyone so I mean this whole scenario seems very, very ridiculous, and it shows that how what sort of mentality and what sort of thought process a Muslim man, I would say Muslim man because here I'm specifically concerned over that, and I'm myself at this moment I am a practicing Muslim. I would call myself a Muslim, so I would just stick to that. He generalized the entire man population of this earth, that they all have desires and inherently they all want more than one woman. So I'm not going to talk about other faith men. I would stick to the Muslim men in my talk. So for me, the counter argument is that Allah has created both male and female. So obviously Allah knows what is our core inclination, our biological needs, what is our fitrat. This is the word he used, our fitrat, like our natural instinct, our natural state of being. If that was the case, then when God created Adam, he should have created 2 Eves for him. He should have created rather 4 Eves for him, because obviously God would know that okay, I have created Adam and Adam has this more urge and more natural, it is very natural, it's nothing wrong with it, it's inherent, and it is God has put that. So God, instead of giving Adam only one wife, Eve, Hawa, he should have given him 4 wives, because he would know, God would know that after some time he would want more wives. So why didn't God created multiple wives for Adam? He created only 1 wife. So there is this logic in that God knows, God knows us. God has created us. We believe, we Muslims, Abrahamic religions, we believe that God had created us, and created us through Prophet Adam and Eve. They were the first humans, and from there on all the humanity has come into being. But they were one couple. So saying that it is inherent that all men want more than one woman is a ridiculous argument. Similar sort of argument was given by Dr. Zakir Naik, and I don't know what doctor he is. He says he's a medical doctor. So he said, I'm a medical doctor. By the way, he has only 1 wife and 2 children, ironically. So he's an exception. He's an exception from the Sahaba and Prophet and everyone. He's an exception. He only has 1 wife. So so the thing is, it's very ironic that these people who call themselves expert of Islam or representing Islam, they say these ridiculous things, and then they involve our Prophet ﷺ and our Sahabas, our Sunnah, the Quran. Then things become really complicated, because I have seen many Westerners who have explored Islam and the life of Prophet ﷺ on their own, studied research on their own. They are way much more respectable towards our prophet, our Quran, our Sunnah, our religion. But people who have been presented Islam through other Muslims who are already Muslims, they're the ones who are more blasphemous, and they despise Islam and Muslims more, because they just don't get how Muslims present their prophet, their religion, their thing. And I was and I think these are such people that, like Dr. Zakir Naik, or this guy, and the Dr. Israr Ahmad. I mean, when Dr. Zakir Naik says that there are 4 criterion which Prophet ﷺ has established or told the Sahabas to look for in a woman to make her the wife of them, I mean, to marry her. So these 4 criterions are if she is rich, if she is very beautiful, if she is very pious, she is very righteous, and if she belongs to a very elite clan, or the elite tribe, so the social sort of status and connection. So this gives a very I'm so sorry to say, but a very unappropriate picture of the Prophet ﷺ, that he, I mean, what is that? A Muslim man has to be greedy to see if the woman is rich or not. By the way, at the same time, Quran says whatever a woman inherits or earns, and whatever riches she has before her marriage are actually hers, and her husband can't touch it or can't spend it, or these are hers. In fact, the husband has to provide more maintenance if he marries a rich woman according to her lifestyle. So and then if a man wants a beautiful or young wife, I mean, what is that? What are we trying to? I'm just saying that, are these non-Muslims more blasphemous towards Islam and our Prophet ﷺ, or are we Muslim more blasphemous towards our own religion, Quran and Prophet ﷺ? So I was actually very, very disappointed on this. Yes, polygamy was practiced in the ancient times, and there were certain reasons. There were many wars happening. In a short span of people were actually butchering each other, and there were wars, inter-tribe wars, inter-regional wars, and then people used to travel a lot and then fight and then die. So there were a lot of women who were young and widows. Some of them didn't even have children, so, and they were just married, and who would take care of their finances? They were not, I mean, in those times men were the bread earners of the family. So a woman had to be dependent on a man to have a social status, to have an earning, to have a secure home.